Hi everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today I'm going to share with you how to create this really easy card. It has a few layers, but the layers are really simple. And the stamp set we're using is from the Hostess Appreciation section of our catalog. It's called Express Yourself. And you have until May 31st, or is it maybe June 4th, to place an order high enough to be a hostess order or to be a hostess for this current catalog period and be able to get this set. There's so many different sentiments, from feel better, thank you, birthday, congratulations, happy anniversary, thinking of you. Oh my goodness, it just goes on and on. And this is the card we're making. It's a congratulations card. I always think that a card like this looks really great for a graduating senior. And you can open it up and see some butterflies floating away. Of course, on the inside, you could put the pure gumption sentiment if you want to. Really great sentiments in here. So let's go ahead and get started with how this will all go together. We have a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, and it's in Night of Navy, scored at 4 1/4. And so we can go ahead and just prepare this for our base. Then I also have a layer that I'm going to wrap my ribbon around. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm also going to build some other layers on top of this. And so one of the first layers we're going to put on here is a 2 1/4 by 4-inch piece of real red textured coordinations paper. I love that little bit of a texture on it, and it really makes the butterflies come to life, because I have gone ahead and I've punched out all these butterflies, 4 of them, because we need 2 in front and 2 on the inside, with that same coordinations real red paper. So let's go ahead and adhere this onto our card. I just have some multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm just going to make a quick little line all the way around my piece of cardstock, and I'm going to set this onto my card panel right like this, making sure all of my edges are nice and even. Then the next thing I have is a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and it's just a strip. It's just a 1/4 inch strip, and I find that cutting a strip a little bit longer is a little helpful, because then you can just trim it with the edge versus trying to make sure that you're cutting it exactly as long as it needs to be. So we are going to just set that right in here. Just adds a little bit of interest to this card, and I love that. I love extra layers, especially if those layers aren't too hard. I think it adds so much to the card. So I'm just got my paper snips here, and I'm going to trim this little strip now, even with that edge. Alright, now we need to do our ribbon wrap. So I have something from the Spring 2014 catalog. It's our Chevron Natural ribbon. Just beautiful. I've been using it quite a bit ever since it debuted in our spring catalog. I hope it carries over into the new catalog, but we'll just have to wait and see. That's all coming up in the next month or so, and so all of our questions will be answered. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the back. Now this ribbon is so pretty. You really don't need to do a bow or a tie on. In fact, it's probably a good idea if you don't do a bow or a tie on, because that adds so much bulk. And if this is something that's being mailed, it's kind of nice just to have this ribbon strip here just for some interest, but it does not add bulk to your card. So we'll go ahead and glue that in. And then on the inside panel, let me get the pieces of paper for that. We are going to need, and you're probably wondering, you hear that drawer open in the background? I keep cut pieces of Whisper White and Very Vanilla in that drawer, so it's always handy. And all of these are at the same size. They're all cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So they're very handy to make panels for the inside of my card, or even for the outside panels if I want that particular color. And then I'm just going to take some snail, because you know me, I don't like to use glue on Whisper White or Very Vanilla. So I just take some snail right at the top of the card, and the inside panel is done except for the butterflies. So I've got a couple of butterflies here, and I just have some glue dots on them, so I can just set those wherever I want them. And then I have a Night of Navy marker. So on this one, I'm just adding some antennas, And then on this side, I have one of the chalk markers from Stampin' Up. And again, I'm just going to add an antenna over here to this butterfly. I love that. All right, now let's finish up this part of our card. So again, we are going to, I added a dimensional on the back, and you can see it's cut in half. I did that off camera, so you wouldn't have to sit there and watch me fuss. I'm just going to put one butterfly right here, coming up from the bottom, and then another one up here kind of floating off to the right. And again, I'm going to take my chalk marker and I'm just going to add a little bit of an antenna to each of the butterflies. And it's just real easy to do. Just want to give it a little whisper. And then I'm going to add some, this is a candy dot. And you can see that I have all of my Regals in one package. I don't know, can you see that? Yeah, I guess you can. And then I am going to, I just labeled it with a label. I know a lot of demonstrators do this whole thing on My Digital Studio, and you know what? I don't have time, so I don't worry about it. I just do what works for me, and a quick little label is what works for me. So I'm just going to grab, with my poker tool here, one of these Night of Navy candy dots, and I'm going to add that to each of our butterflies. Beautiful! And now all we need is our sentiment. And I've cut this out with one of our itty bitty framelits. You can see the framelits. There's 3 to a set. This is the 3rd one. And it's just so easy, and I love that I can use it for a lot of different sentiments, not just the itty bitty framelit, or just the itty bitty sentiments that coordinate with that framelit, because actually there's a lot of sentiments that coordinate with that framelit. Another one is the teeny tiny wishes. You can get a lot of those to fit in these particular dies. So now all I've done is I've taken a couple of dimensionals. I'm just going to add this congratulations down here to the bottom right hand corner of the card. Make sure that's nice and straight. Of course, it's hard for me to get it straight when I'm looking straight on at it, but I can fix it later if it's crooked. So here is the card. It's all complete. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Have a great day, and thanks so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. I truly appreciate you. Bye-bye.